Hey guys, I'm Steph and welcome back to my beauty stash. I am so excited because today we're going to be playing around with the brand new Natasha Denona CIRCO LOCO eyeshadow palette. How stunning is this little beauty right here? Full on circus theme. Guys, can you believe I don't think I've ever been to a circus. I've been to carnivals, but I don't think I've ever been to a circus. How strange is that? I'm probably the only one. But this is what the CIRCO LOCO eyeshadow palette looks like in case you have not seen it yet. It just hit Sephora, Beautylish, and of course the Natasha Denona website a couple days ago. You guys know I had to order it immediately because I love playing with colorful eyeshadow, and I think we have all the color here we can handle. What do you guys think? This is a 15 pan eyeshadow palette. Of course, you get the full size mirror, and this retails for $129. So if you picked up the last eyeshadow palette or big eyeshadow palette that Natasha Denona released, that was the Trio Chrome eyeshadow palette, and these two are the same size. Now, if you have the Glam palette, for example, I know this was a well-loved palette, you can see the size difference. So this would be like a medium size, and then the one, the CIRCO LOCO, would be like the larger size. So we're going to be creating 3 looks with this beauty right here. I've already gone outside, I've done my swatches, I've done some photos with the palette. It had a little mini photo shoot in my backyard, as I like to do with all of the makeup that I buy. I was just so excited to receive this. Been looking forward to it ever since I saw the photos on Instagram. I knew this was something I wanted to have in my stash. But don't worry, guys. I realize $129 is definitely not in everybody's budget at the moment. So I am definitely going to give you some dupes and alternatives towards the end of the video to help make the decision buying process a little bit easier for you guys. So definitely stay tuned for that. Now, in this palette, along with the 15 shades, you're going to be getting mattes and shimmers, and then some of them are her cream to powder formula. The way Natasha Denona set up this palette, and I'm going to hold it like this because I don't want the mirror to blind you guys. So yeah, this is much better. So the way she designed this palette on how to use it is on her website. It says you can go across like this to create a look using all 5 of those shades, or you can go up and down and use the shades in that column, or you can take it by quads and use them that way. But she did note that on her website, and I believe it's also noted on the Sephora website, just to make it a little bit more user-friendly, because I know a lot of you out there might be hesitant to play with colorful makeup, and I don't want you to be scared. I want you to embrace the colorful makeup world, because I mean, just looking at this, doesn't it make you happy to see all these beautiful colors? And don't feel that you need to do a full-on like hot pink, blue, purple eye look. It could be just something as simple as doing a colorful shadow on your lower lash line, or maybe a little pop on the inner corner, or maybe using some of these shades as an eyeliner. Let your imagination run wild. And guys, color knows no age. You don't have to be of a certain age or of a certain age group to wear certain colors. Color is color, and embrace it and make it your own. Now, the last thing I want to point out before we jump into creating the 3 looks today, there are some very similar shades in this palette. For example, the 2 orange shades right here, I went ahead and I swatched those next to each other so that you can see what they're going to look like. And I also did this orange shade up here with this bronzy shade right here. Those 2 shades are almost identical. I think those are the most similar shades out of everything in the palette. So you're going to notice that in the swatch photos that I took the shades that kind of resembled each other and I swatched them next to each other, just in case you were wondering how they looked. One thing that I can already tell you that I like about this palette is that she did include matte along with shimmer shades that are very complementary to each other. For example, this pink shade right here, this is a matte shade. And then this shade, I know the shade looks fuchsia, and even in some light, it looks red. Those two shades together look great. You could easily just use those two shadows and create an amazing look. And I did swatch those next to each other as well. So did want to point that out because you are going to see that in a minute in those swatch photos. But yeah, guys, I had no problem swatching the shades except one. This shade right here, Magic, it came off a little patchy when I was swatching it, and I did swatch it a couple times, so it wasn't just the one time I was swatching. But I don't go by swatches, guys. Like, I go by how it's going to look on the eye. So just because it might look a little funny on the arm doesn't mean it's going to translate that way to the eye. Please keep that in mind. All the other shades, swatch fine, no problems. I'm just excited. I'm just excited to jump into this. I'm so happy that I got it. I cashed in some of my points and I got the Sephora $100 gift card. And then I just paid the difference, and that's how I was able to afford today's palette. So let's jump into today's video featuring the brand new Natasha Denona CIRCO Loco eyeshadow palette. If you want to see the 3 looks I'm going to create and hear my thoughts, keep on watching. I quickly wanted to mention that I am wearing almost a full face of Natasha Denona products, and everything that I'm wearing will be linked in the description box down below. Some of those links might be affiliate links, so if you do end up purchasing, I thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. Now let's jump into look 1. Alright guys, so this is look number 1. I was dying to create a blue and orange look when I saw this palette, and I did exactly what Natasha Denona recommended. I used all the shades in this first column, and the 2 orange shades are obviously what I have on the lower lash line. This blue shade right here is all over my lid, and I kind of blended it out just a little bit. And then I started with this light blue shade to act as a transition color, and I went in with this shade in the inner corner. For lashes, I'm going to be wearing the same pair throughout all 3 looks, and they are the Iconic Lights, which here is what the other one looks like there. And then for the lower waterline, I went in with this ColourPop cream gel liner. This one is in the shade Peach Fizz. And guys, anytime you see me using a black eyeliner, 99.9% of the time, they're going to be these two from Wet n Wild. These are the breakup proof, waterproof, liquid and retractable pencil black eyeliners, and that's exactly what I did for the top lash line. This is the look. I think it looks really, really pretty. Even matches my earrings. I got these earrings at Target, by the way, in case you're wondering, actually just a couple hours ago too. So if I can find them online, I will definitely have them linked because I think they are too cute. But yeah, guys, this is the look. Very happy with it. Let's jump over to the right eye and get started on look number 2. Alright guys, so this is look number 2. I'm calling this the Barbie eye. I had no idea until I started swatching the palette that I was going to do a pink, an all pink eye look, but sure enough, that's exactly what happened. I started with this shade right here at the bottom, then I worked into this shade right here, then of course I went in with this shade, and then I went in with this shade. And those were all the shades that I used to create this look. I used a pink eyeliner from NYX. This is the Off Tropic eyeliner in the shade Happy Hour. And that's what I have on the top lash line, as well as the waterline on the lower lash line. And that's it. And the other iconic lash. And this is the look that we got. Very Barbie moment. So what do you guys think of these two looks so far? Fun. I'm having lots of fun creating these looks, and I hate that I have to go wash off this eye makeup, but it is what it is. Now time to create look number 3. Alright guys, so this is look number 3. If my lashes seem a little funny, it's because they gave me a lot of trouble right now applying them. I don't know why. I think it is this lash glue. This is a new one from Duo. This is the one that has rose water and biotin in it. I'm not going to be repurchasing this one. I'm stick to the one with the green label that is clear adhesive. So let me tell you what I did with this look. and I ran into a problem. So I started first with this shade Magic, and this is a shade that I told you gave me problems swatching it, and it also gave me problems blending it out. And I applied that mainly on the outer portion of the eye. It took a while, guys. It took a while to blend out. I did have some patchiness. I just had to keep going back in and going back in and blending and packing and blending and packing, and I was just over it after a while. I think I got a good blend. I think, you know, it looks pretty decent, but yeah, Magic, this purple shade right here, that is the shade out of all the ones that I've used, and even out of all the swatches, that is the shade that gave me the most problems, and it transferred to the eye. Still a beautiful shade, you're just gonna have to work with it. Then I went in with this shade right here. I applied that on the center towards inner portion of the eyelid, and then I wanted to brighten up the inner corner with this shade right here. Really pretty, really love the way that inner corner looks. For the lower lash line, I went in with this other purple shade right here. This is more of a shimmer shade. Wow, amazing pigment on that shimmer shade. And then I just took the inner corner shade right here, which is, what is that one called? Snow Cone. I dragged that down a little bit on the lower lash line. To line my top lash line, I went in with this gel liner from KVD Beauty. This is in the shade Roxy Purple. And then on the lower waterline, I went in with another one from NYX. This is the Vivid Brights in the shade Weho. Really, really pretty. And that's it. The same House of Lashes Iconic Lashes. And that is look number 3, the final look for today's video, using the new Natasha Denona CIRCO LOCO eyeshadow palette. Now, let me give you guys my review, my final thoughts, and what I think could be some good dupes and alternatives for this new palette. First off, color story. This color story, guys, absolutely 100% speaks to me. This is totally my jam right here, and that is the main reason why I decided to go ahead and pick it up, because I know that this is something that I am going to wear. These are my colors. These are the things that I enjoy playing with. So the color story for me is an absolute winner. I thought all the shades that she included, along with the different finishes, were absolutely wonderful. The cream to powder shades, guys, you can use your finger or you can use a brush. Maybe not use a damp brush with them, but they are really nice and they're really easy to work with. I will say that the formula of all the shadows is spot on. It's really good, with the exception of that one shade Magic, which was the matte purple down here. That is the only shade that gave me some problems. All the other shades performed really, really well. Guys, I got minimal fallout. I think I only got fallout with one shade, and I think it was this shade Flip right here. It was Flip or Snow Cone. I don't remember. It was one of these two, but it was a very small amount and it wiped away really easily. There's not even a lot of kick up in the pan. When you go to dip in your brush, you'll notice it more so, I think, with the matte shades versus the shimmer shades, but it's really minimal. And kick up in the pan doesn't bother me, but if it bothers you, it's going to be on the very light side. I do like that she includes a big mirror. And again, this is the big palette. This is the $129 palette, 15 eyeshadows, and I do want to point out on the back, you can depot this and just pop them out. Make your own palette out of all the Natasha Denona shades that you have. You can most certainly do that, but I think the packaging of this is really cute. I love the whole circus concept. I thought that was a really good theme for this palette. Now, I want to quickly point out the Trio Chrome palette. I know I showed you guys the outer packaging of this, but I want to just hold these up side to side. Trio Chrome was her last big palette release. So here they both are. In case you have Trio Chrome and you're wondering if you need CIRCO LOCO, I absolutely think you do, but here they are and you can be the judge of that. I definitely think that Trio Chrome is on the lighter side, the more kind of pastel side, and this CIRCO LOCO is definitely on the brighter side of color schemes. Guys, I am 100% happy with the Circo Loco palette. I thought it performed great. I love the color scheme. You're going to be able to create so many different looks. I can't wait to play around with it some more. And I definitely want to create a couple Instagram reels using it because that's my new thing. But yeah, I am very happy that I have this in my stash. So now let's get into what I think are dupes and alternatives for the Circo Loco eyeshadow palette. So before we begin this portion of the video, I want to point out that I'm not duping formula. Natasha Denona has a very special formula, a really good formula, and I'm not saying that the palettes I'm going to show you don't have equally, if not better, a formula. I'm just showing you shade-wise what you might already have in your stash that would make you not want to purchase this palette simply because it is an expensive palette and because you might have these shades already. I have no doubt that if you're into colorful makeup, then you got all these shades already in a mixture of other palettes. I will say that I didn't find one palette that housed all the shades that the Circo Loco palette has. So definitely the color story is unique for me and in my stash, but you might have something else or you might see something else on another YouTube video, and by all means, you know, take their suggestion, take their recommendation. I'm just going to show you what I have in my stash that I think is very similar to this new one from Natasha Denona. So first up, if you picked up this beauty, if you were one of the lucky ones to score the Kaleidos and Angelica Club Nebula eyeshadow palette, then you have some of the same shades that are in the Circo Loco palette. And let me hold these up so that you guys can see them. You can see that there's definitely some similarities with the blues and the greens. There is no orange. There's no orange in the Club Nebula, but you have some similar shades there, so that's why I just wanted to include it. If you have the Club Nebula, you might feel that that's enough color for you, and you might not want to go for the Circo Loco, so that is option one. Option two is from the drugstore, and I don't think this is available anymore. This one is the e.l.f. Retro Paradise palette. I love this palette. I thought this palette was so good. I had great luck with it, but let me hold it up against the Circo Loco, and you can definitely see there are some similarities in there as well. You got some of the blues, the greens, the purples, the gold and bronze in there. Minus the fact that the Circo Loco doesn't have any brown or black the way the Retro Paradise does. You still have some very similar shades, and you could probably almost recreate some similar looks. Next up is from Juvia's Place, and this is the Walhalla 2 eyeshadow palette. You're definitely gonna find blues, greens, purples, and maybe a little bit of the orange in here. Let me hold them up so that you guys can see them. Here you go. So definitely very, very similar color stories. Walhalla 2 and Circo Loco at the bottom. Next, you guys know I had to include this because I included in all my dupes just because it has been a dupe. I have used this NYX Ultimate Utopia palette to dupe so many shades, and let me hold them up so that way you can see. So you got some of the purples, you got some of the greens, a little bit of the pink in there, a little bit of the gold, the bronze. Definitely some possibilities here from NYX Ultimate Utopia. The NYX Ultimate Utopia is $35, but I think you can find it on sale from time to time for $25, and I picked up mine at Ulta. Next is going to be the ABH Norvina Volume 2 palette. This is the more blue and green toned eyeshadow palette, so you can definitely see why I chose to feature this one. Let me hold them up so you guys can see what they look like. And I'm sorry if the mirrors are kind of blinding you, but here you go. You got the ABH on the bottom, Circo Loco at the top. You can definitely see all those blue, greens, even the pink in there. Very, very similar shades. Even the orange. Look at shade D2 in the ABH palette. And then the orange shades over here on the Natasha Denona. Very, very similar. Now I pulled out this other one from Kaleidos. This is the Escape Pod palette. Also a really, really pretty palette, but this is going to give you those purples and greens, and even the orange shade is in there. And you have this blue down here at the end. So let me hold them up. So there you can see what these two color stories look like. Definitely have some slight similarities. They're both 15 pan eyeshadow palettes, but they do vary greatly in price. And I do believe you can still find this one on the Kaleidos website. I believe it is still in stock. Next, I pulled the Dominique Cosmetics Celestial Storm eyeshadow palette. I really love this one. I've always loved the color story of this palette. But here we go. So you have the purples, the greens, the orange in there, some of those lighter shimmer shades as well, like that champagne shade there. So really pretty color story on the Dominique Cosmetics one, as well as, of course, the Natasha Denona, but very similar shades as well. Again, not entirely the same, but you still got some of the shades from Circo Loco up here in the Dominique Cosmetics. So I got two more palettes left to show you. This next one is going to be from Nomad Cosmetics. This is the Iceland Fire and Ice eyeshadow palette. So again, you have the orange in there, you have the blues, the greens, the purples, and there you can see the color stories, one on top of each other. The Nomad Cosmetics palette is really nice. It's such a cute little palette, so much fun to play with. And of course, my new favorite is the Natasha Denona CIRCO Loco, but again, very, very similar color story. And I do believe this palette from Nomad Cosmetics is in stock right now on their website. Last but not least, I pulled the ColourPop Fade into Hue eyeshadow palette. Now, I'm not sure if this is in stock right now, but this is a rainbow palette, so you definitely have all the colors in the rainbow present. So, I mean, what other palette would be perfect, right, to put alongside this Circo Loco? But you definitely have the orange, you have the pink, you have the blue, purple, green. Very, very similar shades. Again, not exactly spot on, but similar. You can recreate similar looks, and that's the whole point, to be able to look like $1 million on a dollar budget. Alright guys, so that completes today's video showcasing the brand new Natasha Denona CIRCO Loco eyeshadow palette. What did you think of the three looks? What do you think about this palette? Is it going to be something you pick up? Maybe you're going to ask for it for Mother's Day. All you mothers out there, you deserve a gorgeous palette like this and so much more. Let me know what you think, guys. Let me know your thoughts. You know, I love to hear from you guys. I want to say welcome to all of my new subscribers. Thank you all so much for being here. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because I would love to have you over here in my stash. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. You all have a great day or night wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink your water. Got mine right here. Cheers. And I will see you all very soon. Bye.